morning, Roger. How are you today?
Good morning to you, Patrick. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. And yourself?
Couldn't be better. We're down to it, man. We have a nice round number here. We are in session 20 now of the great rematch of great campaigns of the American Civil War, Thunder on the Mississippi. For those of you who have missed all of the fun, mirth, and mayhem up to this point, stop here. Now, you've almost missed the bus. Go back to the beginning. Either start with the first one or start with this one at session 1 and just con all the way, previous 19 episodes, all the way up to here. Because I have a feeling the fireworks are getting started here. One way or t'other. Wouldn't you say?
It's pretty amazing we've gotten to this point. I have to say there are several points there. I was prepared to throw the towel in and say no more, but boy, this is going to be a battle here at Vicksburg. Definitely don't know what the Vassal die roller is going to have in store for me today, so hopefully it'll be kind.
Well, that is the prayer. That's the war gamer's lament, isn't it? Oh, dice gods, for you who have forsaken me. For those of you who did not watch the first playthrough of this, the first time we did it, and I was playing the Union, we stopped at turn 9 because exactly what Roger said there. I said, you know what? That's it. I can't take any more. I dug myself into such a hole as the Union, to spoil that for you, that I said, yeah, I think we're done here at session 9, and we hadn't even gotten out of the flats. We were still just out of Los territory. But this one has exceeded all of our expectations. It's gone the full gamut. We're approaching. I'm pulling up the calendar here. We're approaching the last 4 turns. We're going to start on turn 67 today. It will be a hot one. Heat will be our random event for today. So that will significantly impact things because I'm sitting here praying to the dice gods that we get a double one, please, because I need that clock to
Ah,
advance just a few more ticks to prevent
yeah.
Roger to have the opportunity to set up that knockout blow. And that is exactly where he is. He's got, I say it with jest in my heart, but I'm still wary of the fact that McClernand is there. And just behind him, he's got Grant, Park, and all of his, and McPherson. McPherson has been the one to beat here in this for the Union. So if you can start getting all of those people into the breach and make that last play on Vicksburg, well, that's all she wrote. I mean, it could be very, very quick today, but that's kind of my overall tactical and or strategic assessment today. It does come down to the dice. It does come down to your preparation and can you get the assault and the grand assault. I do have a couple of things going in my favor. Now, first, I am demoralized, and almost personally so, but I have no artillery in the Vicksburg garrison whatsoever, and I've got 4 units sitting in Vicksburg that are licking their wounds. They're in the field hospitals. They are the army of last resort sitting there. Stevenson's in charge nominally, but I've got some that are at fort level fortifications and some that are in the default readouts there. So I'm thinking I've got like 21 and whatever 10 to 15 is. So
15,
yeah, so
so 36.
36. So Roger has to approach that number at his peril and be able to pull off the grand assault. Uh, and I was even looking through the rules this morning. Is there any way that I could get some artillery back? But nope. We have abandoned all wicks apparently.
And just to be clear, you're now in a city hex. So there would be no artillery anyway for either side.
That's true. We're so used to the underlying, it's a town, but no, this is right. This is we're in the Western Theater, so this is the one city hex that we see. Yeah, good call on that one. Yeah, so it won't matter one way or other.
And also that means the Los isn't in play for the,
Oh,
for the assaults. So it kind of cuts both ways.
it sure does. Yep.
Uh, and I did check the gunboat. It specifically does state the gunboat modifier can be used on the Vicksburg redoubt.
Okay, so you're going to get
So
+1 essentially for my demoralization and another +1 for the gunboat. And then everything else
yeah,
is going to come down to just stacked manpower, it would seem.
yeah. hmm
Okay. Well, I need some. I need as many negative modifiers in my favor as possible, and that's the only one. But depending on your patience level, That could be offset pretty easily.
And that's like, I don't know whether to be patient or not because the heat means I'm going to have a hard time getting the army of maneuver back to help. And I really don't have any extra guys. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Everybody that's there with McPherson is you risk doing more damage to them just getting them in play because
Yeah,
yeah,
yep, because they're exhausted, and I've got to be careful that I don't leave you an opening to potentially try a breakout attempt. So there's a lot of things to consider. I mean, there'll be a lot of Monday morning quarter. I mean, unless whatever I try works, there'll be a lot of quarterbacking. I'm sure. Saying, why did you do that? Oh yeah, let's double check the numbers here. Make
I
sure.
I have myself at 50 and you are at 42, so an 8
Yeah,
differential in your favor.
yeah, yeah. And the siege duration is now at 39,
Right. So we
which
don't have to
doesn't.
sweat that out. There will be no more strategic cycle or anything like that. I don't have to worry about becoming demoralized to the level 2. So
Yeah,
that was great timing on that. But you got 4 more turns, so you could potentially get that out to 2 or 43. So 21 points, I
yeah.
guess, potentially.
21 points for that. Yeah, which is not enough
Okay.
to make a difference. And I think, let's see, what day are we on here?
We are
Day of
on
the month.
July 5th,
That's it,
day after.
July 5th. So I'm about 11 days. I think Vicksburg surrendered on July 4th and the 49th day of the siege, if I remember my history. So I'm about solid 10 days behind schedule, historical scheduling. So for people who are wondering where I'm at on the historical schedule, of course, there was no assaults because Pemberton decided to surrender, and he probably would have been at demoralization two at that point,
Probably.
probably.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that, I mean, that's the question I have for myself is like, how much do I risk manpower wise to try to do a spoiling attack at any point? How close do I have to let you get in your build up when I go? I need to shut this down before you pull it off.
Right,
So I might get one shot at that, but it's going to be costly for me to be sure, and it will prevent people from healing up, which is what I really need them to do.
right.
So time. It's all about time. It's all about
Yep,
space.
and yeah, and you could, we each get initiative double once. We each get initiative double once, and it's like before you know it, it's turn 70.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Because that's what happened with our Grant Takes Command game. I just needed that to not happen, and there at the end we had and that was just an automatic double one. I think end of game. We
Well,
didn't
that
have
one
to
we
get
both had a chance
initiatives.
to try to extend it, but
Yeah,
yeah, and I was like,
yeah. This
yeah,
one, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I think we've jibber jabbered.
Well, let me, John, thank you for joining us, and let me wish you happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year, and all that good stuff. We are dating this a little bit, but yeah, we're winding down the year here, and don't forget, for those of you who've been watching this, we are going to do a wrap up of this whenever we finish. Roger and I have started a discussion list, so we'll do that as a separate video, most likely, just because that's going to take some prep time, and I want to do some visuals along with it. So whenever we finish it, if it's this today, then there will be another episode for the wrap up. So be sure to join us for that. But yes, Roger, we have jibber jabbered now for 10 minutes, so let's get underway. So we've done the random events. It's time for leader transfers. What do you got?
Let's see. Okay, I'll leave Grant where he is with Park, I think, but I'll transfer McPherson, Crocker. Yeah, Washburn can't get to the north there, so I'll leave Sherman where he is, and I'll leave. Yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna move McPherson that one to Crocker for now.
Okay. I think, yeah, I think I'm going to bring Loring just in case. I'm going to bring him down and have him join the stack there in Vicksburg. That way, if I need to use those units for anything, they'll be good. And uh, otherwise, that I think is it. I can't get anybody else close. So, yeah, that's all for me. What else we got here? Attachments? Any attachments?
I don't. I don't think I have any. I was going to try to set something up, as I recall, but I wasn't able to do it. So,
Okay.
yeah, sub 8 can't go into the Marine Division. So
I think we're,
that's it for me.
I think we're ready for our first initiative. So why don't you take the roll for us today? And best of luck.
Good luck to you. So here we go. That's Confederate initiative.
Okay. Well, I guess we can start by seeing if we can bring some relief, which, such as it is, I'll march Evans with French. Here's movement plus 2. It's 4. So give him, there you go. 1, 2, 3, and 4 initiative. That's mine. I'll bring Breckenridge forward with Helm. Movement 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Initiative. Mine again. Breckenridge. Helm. Movement 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Initiative. That's yours.
I think we decided 36 in Vicksburg. Cleveland has 19. I don't want those guys to heal up, which at fatigue 1, they would all go they lose their exhaustion, disorganization, and demoralization in one full swoop.
Right.
So,
They would go straight back.
which I can't afford. So I think I need to try it right now with McClernand. And now it says we discussed it's a city hex. So this is just going to be potentially awful, but we'll take Hovey to fatigue 1. He's going to attempt an assault with McClernand, so this is just a straight up roll now. It's a 1. And we'll attempt grand assault with Grant, straight up die roll. Is a 5, it does not come off. So I'll have a type as a +1. Demoralization is a +1. I do get the gunboat for a +1. The ratio is 6 to 36, which is a -5 ratio.
Mhm.
I do actually have all 6 hexes. Actually, I don't have all 6 hexes covered. Not that it matters, because if I did, they'd all come off anyway, because it's a readout. And there's no artillery, despite the fact I have 4 to 0. So there's no artillery. So I see 3 up and 5 down for a final of a -2.
-2.
This is where I give back the manpower losses, which creates another problem. -2. It's a 3, so you're telling me there's a chance.
So, just for everybody at home, I'm going to put this out in the universe. If I roll a 1, then the episode is over and Roger has won. Okay? So, here is the defense of Vicksburg. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool, cool, cool.
So that's
So
a
it's a
+1
+1
result.
or -1 result because you got a 3 and I got a 4.
-1 result,
Yep.
yeah. On a 6 is a 1D for me.
All right. And I'm fatigued across the board.
Which is okay.
Okay. Well, so the whole stack gets fatigue 1, 2.
Flips. But those guys will now not recover.
That is true.
So Grant, the drunken Grant, fails again. Oh, and I lost a manpower, so be sure and mark that. So I'm now at 43. Initiative. That's mine. I'll have Sherman activate W.S. Smith and Lauman. So that's 6. Smith, whoa, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Sherman's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 across the ferry. Initiative. It's mine again. I'll have Sherman activate W.S. Smith. Here's his movement. He can go 2 hexes. Guess the best bet is to go 1, 2 that way. Initiative. It's mine again. Have Washburn activate Kimball. He goes 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to Mount Albin. Initiative. Mine again. There's that 6-1 split. Of course, we don't use 2 dice, so it doesn't matter. Kimball again. Here's his movement. 5. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Initiative. That's yours.
We'll have Evans and French. Movement +2. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 to there. Initiative. Mine. I will have Maxi March. Come out of entrenchments. Here's movement straight, or +1. 3. Go 1, 2, and 3. Initiative. Mine again. Maxi again. Movement. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Initiative. Mine. Don't want helm, so I will take green. March him. Here is movement. 8. Wow. These guys are inspired. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. Initiative. That's yours.
Big Bussy. He can go 6. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to there. Initiative. That's yours.
Close. Very close. Kind of wondering if I should bring McNair out of Jackson now. I think the threat has passed. So yeah, I'm gonna do them to fatigue level 1, and I'm gonna have them board the train. So they are embarked. Initiative. That's mine.
One of the things I was hoping to do with, I think I had a cav force of 2 at one point, was to damage one of those railroad stations.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
never had the chance to do it.
Yep. I'm going to give him 2 fatigues, and he is going to go to, I believe Edwards was the halfway point. Yep, 24 to Edwards. So he will go to fatigue level 3 and go to Edwards. That puts him in, yeah, puts him in range. Okay, initiative. That's yours.
Yeah, I'd like for Tuttle. I think I better back Tuttle up 1. So you steal, activate Tuttle. Boy, that'd be great to have. But you could move through Negro quarters and get behind me if you get good string of nets. So I better back up 1. He's just gonna back up to there, and he can attempt to destroy that bridge.
He can.
-1, and I'll attempt to destroy the big black bridge, I guess. So this will be, I need a 2 or less, is that right, or 1 or less? 2 or less for a permanent bridge with a -1. So that bridge is destroyed.
Okay.
So there's no ford there anymore, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Initiative. That's yours.
Yeah, we will have French move. Have French just activate Maxi. We'll go to fatigue level 3. Movement. Good. Here's extended +1. He's okay. He'll just go 1 and 2 to there. Let's try to save that bridge. Initiative. That's mine. Cosby will march. There's movement +1. Die roller. You never disappoint. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Initiative. That's yours.
Bussy again. Okay, rolling for movement. 7. He's gonna go 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Initiative. Mine. Let's see. So I am going to activate Blair with Sherman. Here's his movement. 2. Sherman will transfer to him. He'll go 1. Oops. 1, 1, and 2 to there. Initiative. That's yours. High ties.
Okay. I'll have Wilson march. Go. You'll just go join Bo in there. Initiative. Mine. Okay, we'll come over here to Tillman. He'll get a fatigue and march. In place. Initiative. That's yours.
Up 6. His movement. 5. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. He'll stop there. Initiative. That's yours.
Okay. I'll have more down here under Vaughn. Get a fatigue and march in place. And initiative. Mine. Take him to 2. March in place. Internet. Initiative. Mine. Vaughn. We'll get 1. March in place. Initiative. That's yours.
Take sub 6 to T2. I'll roll just to see how far he's going to go. Just going to go to there. Initiative. That's mine. Heat. That means everybody's going to have to do a +2. So I believe I'm going to pass.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I was doing all of that to compel you to do something, so I'm not going to risk any damage as well. So I'm going to pass also. And we will finish the hot day here. So let's press the sunshine recover. And everyone has recovered. So July 6th looms large. I guess I'll take the random event on this one here. Then I'll roll first init for this. Here we go. 9. More heat.
It doesn't rain. That's what I was worried about.
Okay. So leader transfers.
Bring McPherson back to Dennis. You steal where he is. Sherman. Take Sherman back up to Lahman. I'll leave Grant where he is. That's it for me.
All right. I think French is good where he is. Johnson's good. Breckenridge good. Everybody else is good. So, all right. Attachments.
No, I don't have any.
Okay. I thought you had moved one up somewhere, but I guess.
I moved sub 6, but he didn't end up
Okay.
where you could attach.
Okay, so here is our first initiative. It's yours.
Well, Washburn activate Kimball. So that's 6. So 1, 2, and a Los Hex. More than 11 is 4. So he needs 5. He can't get into Parks' hex. McPherson, he can't get in there because it's nowhere close to that. So we'll do another initiative roll. Low ties, heat is mine. Looks like Washburn fatigue 2. He's just going to join that stack. Initiative. Wow, 2 3s in a row. Park, Welsh, and Potter. They're going to pick up fatigue. They're just going to make a min move to there. Where's Mr. Park? There he is. Okay. Initiative. Well, take the shot. Again, how's the best way of doing this?
Now you've got better options.
Park has got 2, so if he rolls a 1, 2, or a 3, so 50% chance of bringing them both in at 22. Okay, we're going to attempt an assault with Park. He's just going to bring in Welch. So here's the attempt. It's a 3, so he does get it. Now Grant will attempt a grand assault. It's a 1, so I can bring in as many guys in that hex as I want. And you have 36. 10 gets me. Yeah, I got to bring in everybody, I think. So Welch, A.J. Smith, Carr, Osterhoos, and Hovey.
So that's 37 total, it looks like, right?
Is, yeah.
37.
So that covers ratio. So the type's now +1. Tactical's even. Ratio's now even. Demoralization is a +1. Gunboat's +1. And if artillery would count, I'd be bringing in 7, 9, 11, 18 pieces of artillery.
Think of the civilians, man. Think of.
The bombardment heard from Memphis to Baton Rouge is now taking place. So the final is a +3.
I see a +3. There's nothing I could do about it. This is once again. This is for all the marbles, people. This is what you've waited 20 sessions for. Let's see what you get.
It's a 7.
All right. I need a 5 or a 6 here. 5 or 6 to save the game. In perfect Patrick style. I do not. So, congratulations. Vicksburg has fallen. Oh boy, that figures. At least it figures out. It should have been raining too. Then it would have been like the perfect motif. But yeah, +6. So let's figure out the losses and everything on this, and we'll put that on there. +6 in. Let's see. You had +6 in 37, so you take a loss, right? 1.
I do take a loss, yeah.
And what do I have in there? I have 7, 10, 15, 17. Okay. +7, 17, or +6 on 17. So I take 3 DR. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So I will take 1 for you, and 1, 2, and 3 for me. So I end with 53, and you have 44. So they're all just eliminated. So
Actually, I think what we need to do
yeah,
is
let's
read
go
those
through
rules
the surrender. Yep.
because this is very different. Involuntary surrender. If one or more units occupying yourself an R result in combat, okay, you must immediately surrender. You immediately remove from the map all units and leaders comprising the Vicksburg garrison.
Okay.
These units are considered surrender, and there's going to be victory points for that, depending on how many there are that surrender.
Well, we know they're all in there, so yeah, we'll just count all of them in a second. 43? Yep, 43. 43.
Divide that by 10.
So
Round fractions up.
yeah, so you get 5. Okay, so 43 becomes 5. All right, 5 points for that.
And I'll move into the hex with, I guess I'll take McClellan's cord to the hex. These guys out of the way.
So the first time a unit occupies Vicksburg surrender segment, right, which is at the end of this turn. So it's your 100 minus
Her number,
100
which
minus
is
67, 68, 68,
68, I think is what this turn is. Yeah.
68. So that's 32. So you get 32 points for that. You get 15 for being in there at the end of the game, right? So that's 47. So 5 points is for the immediate surrender. 15 for being in there at the end of the game. Because I'm at 53 and you're
To
at
44.
44. So 9. All right. So not manpower law. Okay. 61?
Yep, 61.
61. And that is a substantive
Yeah.
Union victory.
Yeah, just barely.
Yeah. Good job.
You can keep playing. You can get manpower losses on me still if you want to keep going. But
Well, I mean, can I get 11 manpower losses?
I'm
In
running away. And
Yeah,
oh, and all these guys are freed up now because these guys, yeah,
right.
okay,
Because
these
these
Confederate guys
these guys no longer
are all off.
exist, so I don't have them
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, okay. So these guys are freed up to start heading.
I think you did it exactly the way you would expect, to have to try to do it. As Sherman said, and fairly won. You captured Vicksburg on July 6th, only a difference of 2 days historically, and with far less siege time. So that just means your economy of motion was far superior than Grant historically. Congratulations, man! We send out our sword and riders with white flags and all that good stuff. So perfect. We're just under an hour, so this can be a short one. We can wrap up here and just talk about this session, and then we'll come back and we'll do a whole session where we talk about the entire game module, all of Thunder on the Mississippi. We'll talk about basic scenarios, the advanced campaign, the good, the bad, the lows, everything. Uh, what do you say, man? You, you won.
Well, for this session, I felt like I had to make that first attack with McTurnlin, hoping obviously to get everybody in, and I didn't. But I needed you to not recover
Right. That was
because those
very
guys would
good.
have covered. That would have been crucial. And then I decided to just to wait and let everybody heal up and pull these guys back across the big black, so they didn't lose manpower because I didn't want to lose my positive manpower. Which if that had been even Steven, we're now talking it's 52 points. So if I'd gone negative, so that was which is I didn't want to have that happen. So this is very balanced. I mean, in terms of how it turned out balanced, I was kind of expecting you maybe to try to make an attack against Crocker.
That was the plan, was to try to do
Uh,
something, but I didn't. I knew a breakout wasn't
and
likely.
break the siege. I don't know what that affects. I guess we don't determine that until could have relieved the siege, which I think relieves your demoralization. So that may have been an option, but again, it would have been you would have had to hope Pemberton gets a grand. I think the best you could have there maybe gotten was a +1 assault, maybe.
Yeah, because I mean, on paper I had 17, so I would have been in the
Yeah,
negatives attacking you. And the moment that you did get your breastworks at the end of that turn, I think
yeah,
it was too far uphill, and I didn't want to lose even more manpower doing that because
yeah.
yeah. After one session of losing 16, you get a little gun shy.
And that was when we talked about the whole session. There were two turning points. That was one. The other one was when I was able to successfully destroy the mine. Which if I don't get that, then this is all academic. I don't even come close.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then when you started moving, the Army of Relief, and I forgot about that guy back in Jackson. So you would have sort of had a nice little consolidated army there that would cause me trouble if I hadn't gotten the grand assault off this time. So this was close. This turn was close. I kind of thought when I had that first failed grand assault, I thought we were going to go to the end. But wow, what a campaign! I guess we're going to talk about that in a separate video. So
You can bask in the elation of it here right now that you've done it. But boy, howdy, what a finish! And again, like Mark was saying, that it's great that we have gone through all of this, and Holger praised us for playing it out to the end, even when you were having a wavering personal morale check on some of that stuff. That seeing this all the way to the bitter end is really impressive as far as just the game mechanics of it. A lot of it, yes, it's very dicey. I will admit to that. There was not a lot that I could do but sit and wait. But there's the shuttling of people around. You're trying to improve modifiers. That's a lot of that's great campaigns anyway. So you just kind of take that as expected. But there was a few moments there that I was really hoping that okay, every time Grant needed a grand assault, he did not disappoint me. He was failing those because that was your linchpin. And no matter how ineffective or ineffectual McClernand was, you could always count on hopefully getting somebody else in there in that stack with a grand assault. And in a clutch moment, that's exactly what you got. You got all the way to 37 manpower to offset. The only thing I had in my arsenal was bodies. I think having the mine, losing that fort, a demoralization, and the gunboat in those these two hexes right here, that was the big difference maker. Because once you got into this hex, once I couldn't keep you out of that hex anymore, and you made 3 attempts, I think, on that one, and you got
Yeah.
gunboats every time, going in right there with +3 modifiers, that's really hard. And I needed some artillery. I had so much artillery. 43 manpower and no artillery, so that's just awful.
I I guess that was a reflection of them running out of ammunition. I guess
Probably so, yeah.
was the mechanic for that. Yeah, yeah, and then I don't feel like I had great strategy. We'll talk about that, and then when we talk about the whole campaign. But yeah, today was just bulldoze in, hope to get the initiative. I got the string of initiatives to move in, string of initiatives to get because I wanted to bring Washburn up to cover. I didn't want to leave Dennis by himself in that hole because you could attack from the railroad redoubt and added the South Fort. No flank, but again, you could have potentially gotten him out of there. And then I had to defend my depot, which is like the things I was worried to wait for you to maybe try to do. I was trying to think ahead and keep you from being able to do that. Because you have a tendency to surprise me with a sudden string of inits with Confederates, and the next thing I know, you're in my rear, destroying my depots and tearing stuff up. And it was like, ugh.
Well, I was hoping here at least to with French show that I was approaching just to keep, as you expected, keeping Steele and Tuttle at least in play. Whatever I could do to keep you from piling more manpower down here. That's really the only thing that I had in my control this time. Once that differential got more than 8 manpower, I said, do no more harm because there's no way I can
Right.
I can get it back in a sizable force. I can try to pick off a few little weaklings here and there, but that was not going to happen. You just every across the board, anywhere Sherman was, anywhere Washburn was, is like there's just too many people going against that, and I'm not going to get the flanks and the Los and all those things. So
Yep.
that was immediately off the table for me. There's no pursuing and surrounding and all that. You could try, but as we see, I'm gonna roll a 1 eventually in combat, and it happened. I'm showing the stats here on the screen here. When we look at all of our pips, I've been amazed at in all of the combats back and forth, very very close. Of course, you will expect the dice rolls to average out, but there are some really clutch battles there where it's like, bam, you come in with these great
Oh,
modifiers, and I roll a 1 or whatever, or even if you roll a 1, you're still dominating because of the modifiers. So that gets to you after a while. You mean that's just part of the
it
campaign?
does.
Yeah, you can
It
only
does.
figure so much. But this one, I thought that was just so poetic. Just that was we could not have scripted that any better. Mush wins.
Yeah, well, I was sitting there when I rolled my 4. I thought, oh man, I'm giving him a chance. I was really hoping that to be a 6, so it'd be like, or a 5, and then it wouldn't have to even worry about it.
Right. Yeah. We were both wanting the other side to
Um,
be like, oh, this is your moment.
and then it was like, oh, this is, what are they going to have this play out? And I was anticipating you getting a 5 and being
That's what I was.
again
I was picturing in my brain five or six, 5 or 6,
a
and then
plus one.
you get a 1. So
I think this was quite the campaign. I guess I'll just, when we get to the campaign stuff, I'll just make my comment on Los, which is same problem I have with woods in the wilderness. It's like I just feel like it's just such a struggle.
I dare say that this has become now, with our full experience of both sides. I'm not spoiling anything for anybody, but I think this has jumped up to probably my second favorite campaign that we have played so far. I don't know if it's because the newness, there's still a lot of shine on it as far as the novelty of tricking your brain around things like the los and the terrain. But I really love that there's this complete, similar to the Overland campaign that we have enjoyed so much, that there are distinct phases of each part. There's the initial breakout, there's the open-ended marching, trying to get into play, and then there's the final act. I always liken this back to a three-act play. It did not disappoint here, even when there's that final act where you just figure, oh, they're just, they're sitting there with their little mouth harps and they're sitting there eating beans around the campfire waiting for the big call to make the surge. There's still stuff going on all over the place. Everywhere there was something moving, and there were moving pieces and parts, and it was really like a giant chess game. And I think that has really tickled my brain. I can't wait to try this again. So yeah, this was fantastic. You're an excellent opponent as always. It's a wonder to watch you deal with all the logistical challenges, especially as the Union. So kudos, man. This was excellent, and we hope that everyone out there has enjoyed. Please, this is your last call on this one to let your comments be heard down there. This is we want to hear and interact with you. What you think of this? If you've played it, if you're looking forward to trying it, if we have encouraged you to try it, which I hope, then sing out. Let your voices be heard down there. Do stick around. Come on back. We're going to have a much larger, in-depth wrap-up of the entire title. And we hope to flesh out a lot of the things that have the campaign has made me go back and just think about, oh, that's why in the basic game they have you do this just to prepare you for that possibility. I think a lot of the advanced campaigns are really just a string together of all the basics. But it's very forward thinking when they design these individual basic scenarios to say, okay, at some point they're going to have to cross the big black, so let's have them do the historical thing at Champion Hill and try to protect it, and all that good stuff. So
Enjoy the victory, but we'll talk about it's a little bit not clear that I won. But we'll take it.
It's
I'll
definitely
take
Pyrrhic. It is absolutely. I think historically so. It's just because there's so much mental anguish on both sides that are involved with the civilian population involved in this critical piece of war. I mean, Siege of Petersburg is very similar, but you just don't hear about the citizens of Petersburg and all that. That is not as much, I think, with the cinematic backdrop of their back is against the Mississippi River and they're being shelled from the Mississippi River and people are living in caves in the side of the Los and all that stuff. Historically, I think paints this amazing picture of battlefield valor offset with individual civilian suffering. And I think there's so much to this campaign that we are probably historically still scratching the surface on. So really incredible opportunity to play this, and I thank you for it, sir.
I thank you for giving me the opportunity, because you could have easily just said, yeah, I'll do a quick vassal training session low these many years ago and get off my lawn.
Go ahead, kid, you bother me. Oh man. Well then, yeah, we're right at an hour. This is great. This will tidily edit up a little bit, and I will send everybody on their way. So thank you all for wrapping up this scenario with us. And we complete the second playthrough of the campaign. So come on back, probably next week. I think we just have to, with the holidays and everything, we'll figure out. But for those of you who are interested, yes, our next title is going to be Stonewall's Last Battle, because we're going back to our quasi-chronological. So right at the same time this is going on, we have the Battle of Chancellorsville and everything, and old Joe Hooker's big mess in the woods there. So I have reached out to our our buddy in war, Alberto, and I said, "Hey, buddy, we're getting ready to do that. How's that module?" And he's like, "I'm on it." So he's tackling
Oh, good for him.
bringing that up to
Thank you so much,
spec.
Alberto.
Yeah, yeah. So we will at least have, the similar quality of everything. We're not going back to like Vassal 1.0 version of that with the old dated maps and all that. But thank you everyone for watching, and as always, we encourage you to support the channel however you do. Just watching it, putting your peepers on this is really what we love. Liking and subscribing also helps, but if you see this out on social media, you could be wonderful patrons by supporting us and just reposting it however you see it. And we'd love to talk to you, so talk to us down there in the comment section. And if you want to kick in a buck or two, that's great, but don't feel obligated to do so. And Roger, I will talk to you probably next week, and we will go through all of the details of this. So everybody, come on back.
Yep. You have a good week, Patrick, and a Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you before then.
Merry Christmas to you, sir, and take care.
Yep. Bye bye.